Hello, I am Antonina Hammersland-Hazel, and I'm going to be doing my final presentation on my paper that was on gender throughout Alaskan history. So first, the abstract of my paper is I'm going to go through the Alaska Native history and traditions, just a little bit of background information for you. Then I will go through initial westernization in regards to missionaries that arrived in Alaska and kind of did their own thing. Then Alaska Native past occupations and livelihood, just kind of giving you a little bit about everything that people thought about men and women in Alaska and just kind of the Alaska Native people, what they did. Then I will give you a little bit about the gender roles. Gender roles and occupation kind of tie together. They're kind of the same thing. Westernization and slow acceptance and openness, kind of just showing you how Alaska Native people kind of got comfortable with a little bit of westernization getting thrown at them. Then the new Alaska Native gender views or gender roles, just kind of how we see everyone now and how it's different from how it used to be. And then Alaska Native people's current occupations and socioeconomic changes that have developed. So, Alaska Native traditions involve subsistence lifestyle. We all kind of know a little bit about their hunting, gathering, fishing, etc. Their rituals like gatherings and potlucks and potlatches, all those and their different meanings, different gatherings for different seasons and things like that. The art that they all participated in, or mainly females, but men also participated in the carving and some of the different art forms. Then how Alaska Native morals and kind of just people follow the chain of command. They are very hold an importance to respecting elders. They don't really speak, they just listen. You are there to absorb information from your elders. You're not there to respond to whatever they've got to say unless, they ask. And then it was just very interesting in some of my research how I saw that previously male and females were segregated in their housing and just throughout villages. They even if it was a family, if it was your husband and your two children, you were separated by men and women, and boys were warned to stay away from females. So I thought that was very interesting. So we all know kind of how the missionaries affected the Alaska Natives. The Alaska Native people were bombarded with Western influences. It wasn't just Europeans and white people, it was Catholic missionaries coming in and just kind of spreading their word, but also in a not so positive way. These people kind of stripped Alaska Native people of their traditions, of rituals, of arts, and some even their names. And missionaries weren't the only group of people who had such a negative impact on Alaska Native people. So, female roles, people think of Alaska Native females and they think, oh, she cooks, she cleans, she processes whatever her husband or the men catch or got when they were hunting. They see women as nurturers. They see them as like homebodies and people who kind of just stick around the house. They also see them as berry pickers and egg hunters, and the women are supposed to do all these various tasks and just kind of sit back and do what is asked of them. Then outsiders kind of think these tasks are simple and repetitive, that the females don't face a challenge, which is not the case. Females also kind of see themselves as socialites and communicators. They see themselves as sharers and mothers. The male roles, as we all have read about, are the man is a hunter, he's a fisher, he provides for the family and the community, he is supposed to be strong and fearless, and also outsiders seem to think that his tasks are repetitive and simple, and that they somehow don't face any challenges when, hunting and, trying to survive and living the subsistence lifestyle. In my research, I realized that men are very, very important, and in the Alaska Native ways, they just kind of hold this certain weight on their shoulders, even though everything's a community effort. It's very much on the men, and they need to be seen as reliable, as well as they rely on their community very, very much. So shared roles, men and women shared many roles even in the past. As Alaska Natives, they have morals and standards to which they hold themselves accountable. The whole community works together to ensure that everybody eats and survives. So in some of these images, it shows girls ice fishing, and it shows whole communities out there just whaling and, doing what needs to be done, and a woman at fish camp just getting everything prepared, and then a bentwood box just kind of tying that all in to, it's not all about the subsistence life. It's about benefiting each other, bringing the entire community together, just kind of creating something that you will love, and also taking care of people. It's all about utility and being able to use things and take advantage of the resources that you have provided to you by the land. So success in making a living. Through my research, I kind of saw a split here of people thinking that success in making a living can't really cross, which I thought was very strange, because you can make a living and be successful and be happy with what you're doing, all in one, or at least I think so. And so I saw a lot of talk about just because this person is strong at beating, or this one's a strong hunter, doesn't really mean that that's what they should be doing. They should kind of follow the guidelines and the things that were set up for them in previous generations, and they should just follow in their parents' footsteps, or they need to follow in their gender's stereotypical roles, which was very it was very strongly implied that that's just kind of what you do, which was just different, and it was really weird to see like the difference in support, and some who almost like disowned people, just saying, oh, you're moving away because you don't value our community, you don't value the people here, and just kind of trying to make it a negative thing when people tried to leave and become more successful in something that was making them happy. And I just thought this was really a very different thing, and how it has changed, I'll talk about in upcoming. So old versus new, as you can see, I put a picture of a old sled pulled by a caribou, and then a guy on a snow machine, a ski-doo, and just kind of to represent what is coming up. So technology and westernization. So there's snow machines, and those are just one of the things that makes everything a little bit faster for subsistence lifestyle. Guns, in addition to bows, arrows, harpoons. Also, new traditions. Westernization has, brought in new and different openings, opportunities, and things for Alaska Native people to look into a larger economic market and thrive there. Also, westernization has given females in particular, in my research, the opportunity to get into politics and understand what is going on cross-culturally while socializing. Also, technology has brought easier ways to process meat and berries and preserve them. Also, motor-powered boats. So that definitely makes it a lot quicker to get out on the river, get out in the Bering Strait, or wherever you're going to catch what you gotta catch, or hunt whatever you have to hunt. And it was just very interesting in my research. I saw that previously, when they didn't have motor boats, they would uproot their entire family to move it closer because they knew it was going to last a good long while. Then Alaska Native art and opportunities. So Lee discussed moving to Anchorage and how women gained opportunity through that. I thought it was really a great way to look at the positive outcomes. It wasn't a negative connotation of just, oh, women are moving because they don't like the village, or they don't respect their elders or their community as much as they should, or things like that. It was emphasizing how women were working on networking and thriving and bringing financial stability to their family and people that they really cared about. Some of the art and resources and things that they still had access to when they lived there. They could still carve, they could still bead, they could weave things, and they had not enough appreciation for their art as the people who obtained the materials. Also, they just were underappreciated, I feel. Just a little bit more of their art. As you can see, they do beadwork on hair pieces, and they also do traditional, there's regalia that's beaded and things that women do, and they carve and they make fans for dancing and just so many beautiful things. Also, a picture of a woman who has a bunch of eggs that she has hunted for. In conclusion, I just kind of saw that we're all different across the state, country, and world. None of us are any better than any others. Westernization tested Alaska Natives, and I feel that Alaska Natives really put up a fight in all of the different things that they've been through, and that I'm glad that there's still a fair amount of culture and tradition being, shown to us. Developments were not all bad. The economics were beneficial for them. Humans prosper in monotony, but get bored easily and are hypocritical. I just kind of saw how westernized people, or Western people, kind of tried to make Alaskans same as them and then got bored with it. Also, people should be allowed to, take care of or take opportunities and play to their own strengths. And finally, Alaska Native cultures are still surviving, and it's important as educators and leaders in your community to support them and introduce people to amazing things. And that's it. Thank you.